Adulthood was anticipated, but at the same time, failure was designated. He looks just like his father, he would hate to say it. Voices from the pulpit, man, they didn't faze him. His suit, his tie, secure his lies. And what he heard was the noose that tied around what he would do in due time. Now rewind to the night that I arrived. Father was mesmerized when he looked into his eyes and realized he could do nothing but provide. Growing up in genocide, but somehow we all survived, and they told me that I
wasn't good enough to be the best there ever was, and I would amount to nothing. That's what they told me, that I wasn't good enough to be the best there ever was, and I would amount to nothing. That's what they told me, that I
Pill worked with a mix of Robitussin. Grey Goose would've never flown. Straight jacket would've never fit. IV never ripped. Time of death never known. Now his mother's got a quilt to guilt covered her soul. His father never emotional, but he's composed. He composed a song of his faith on display. They never fade. Now his ambition's fixed. His walk is strong. His mind is on, and what he thinks is what was heard was a myth. And he know that his pain was a gift. And they told me that I
wasn't good enough to be the best there ever was, and I would amount to nothing. That's what they told me, that I wasn't good enough to be the best there ever was, and I would amount to nothing. That's when they told me that I once upon a time I had a dream. The trouble came to rescue me. Every vulture died of hunger pains. I wait to find my life's about to fade, and you weren't there to save the day. How I wish you were here. Silent voices ringing in my head.
death and life in the power of the tongue. Words was once, but the rabble I was young. A coward to the future, like a lazy boy I was slept on. Kept on hearing negative in the distance, like I wasn't supposed to pay attention, or like I need permission to succeed. Please, man, my life is a seed. You could put me in the dirt, but concrete, I still push through the weeds. Those deeds done by others push me to proceed. I guess what success is around, failure must flee. But God told me I'm forced to ignore what the people told me, that I
wasn't good enough to be the best there ever was, and I would amount to nothing. That's what they told me, that I wasn't good enough to be the best there ever was, and I would amount to nothing. That's what they told me, that I wasn't good enough to be the best that ever was, and I would amount to nothing. That's what they told me, that I wasn't good enough to be the best that ever was, and I would amount to nothing. That's what they told me, that I wasn't good enough to be the best that ever was, and I would amount to nothing. That's what they told me, that I wasn't good.